Alright, well, here goes my first YouTube video. I am going to do a little unboxing of something I just got in the mail today. This is, oh, excuse me, okay, this is a fire piston I bought off of line here, or that I bought offline on Amazon, of course. I was having a heck of a time trying to find one of these that I could actually justify buying, at a reasonable price. Most of the ones that I saw were pretty expensive for what they were. I didn't really see spend the kind of money on them. This one right here I found on Amazon for a relatively reasonable price, so I figured I'd get it, try it out. I've been wanting one for a while. It is made by Wilderness Solutions. Here obviously is the directions that came with it. Has everything about the venting, how to actually make a fire with it, how to troubleshoot problems, care, how to actually use it to ignite an ember. So we'll go ahead and dig into this a little bit here and show you guys what it comes with. It's almost kind of like a starter pack, really. It's not like you just get the fire piston. You get some stuff to actually go out and try it out, try to make yourself a fire, and see if it works for you, I guess. That's my receipt. You can see that, I don't think. Alright. Now, what you get here, this is a bird's nest. It can be made out of multiple different, hair, I don't know, wool, whatever, just things that are real fibrous like this that, are pretty easy to ignite. This right here looks like it's some sort of like horse hair mixed with something else. I don't know how well you can really see that. Obviously, when you use this, I would imagine, I haven't tried it yet, that'll be an upcoming video here, but I would imagine that you could probably just take a small portion of this to use, to actually start your fire. I don't think you need to use this whole thing just to start a little fire. So that'll give you a few uses. Obviously the idea with this whole thing is to be able to just carry the fire piston and be able to find everything else that you need to create your fire, in an emergency situation. So you're not always going to be carrying this stuff, you know what I mean? You might have to go out and, scrape some dried up bark off of trees, or just do things like that. Find something that's made out of some sort of substance like this to actually start your fire with. So we'll go ahead and put that away here. Alright, next of course is some char cloth that it comes with. You get quite a bit of this. This stuff's fairly thin. As you can see, it's a pretty thick roll, and you don't need that much. You only need, like a 3/4 of an inch to a 1 inch square patch. You just roll it up, and you're good to go. You don't necessarily need to use the char cloth. Again, I think this is just stuff that they're giving you to really try it out more than anything else. For another example, I don't know really out of experience. I'm not saying this is what you do for sure by any means, but I can imagine, again, you can go and you can find, a dried up tree, scrape at it with a knife a little bit, take some of that sawdust and kind of push it together and put it in the end of the rod of the fire piston to really to use as an ember. Here is some spare O-rings, because obviously, you know, you're eventually going to have to change them out. One rubber O-ring isn't going to last you a lifetime, so I'll go ahead and take this char cloth out just so you guys can see it. Not that it's anything too thrilling, but that's the char cloth there. Relatively thin. Again, you get quite a bit of it, so and you don't need a lot, so this should last you quite a while if you want to just keep it right in your you know, possibles bag or whatever it is that you carry. Now here's the fire piston itself. This part right here, this is the vent. If you loosen that up, you don't need to loosen it all the way, just enough to get some air in there. You can actually take the piston rod itself right out. That's the piston rod. This is the rubber O-ring right here. And like I said, eventually you gotta change it, but if you keep it maintained and you don't just let it dry rot, I'm sure it'll last you a really long time. So it's not something that you gotta regularly be changing out, you know, just on some regular basis. It's anodized aluminum. It's good stuff. It's going to last you quite a while. I've seen ones that are made out of like walnut or some sort of laminated wood. I wouldn't personally want something like that, especially if I am using it outside quite a bit. If it does happen to get damp or anything, I wouldn't want the wood. I'd rather have the anodized aluminum. And obviously what you do is if you're using the char cloth, you put the char cloth right in the end of there. I don't know if you can kind of see that bowl shape right there. But you put the char cloth right in there. What you want to do is close this vent up. You don't want to obviously leave that vent open, because then all you're doing is any amount of pressure that you're going to get in the bottom of this, where you're actually going to be lighting that char cloth or starting that ember, you're just going to push it out the bottom. It seems like common sense to me, but I'm sure some people might not know that. So you're going to make sure that's shut. Put your char cloth in there. You can do this a few different ways. I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it this way online, putting this base down on the ground and hitting the top right here down in. I wouldn't do that with this particular model, just because it's just got that one small brass fitting in there, and I wouldn't imagine that would last you too long hitting it down like that. I would either hold it right like this in my hand, nice firm grip, and then just push that right in with my hand. That, or leave this side down, put this on top. This is the other way I've seen people do it, and then just hit this down as hard as I can right here. So then obviously when you're carrying it, if you want to just carry it by the lanyard, you can undo this vent here, push that back down in, tighten that vent back up, and that's going to prevent it from just sliding right out on you. Obviously you're going to be able to pull it out with some pretty good pressure, but if you're walking along, it's going to take a little bit to actually push that out of there. So that's it, and these are made 100% in the U.S., so that's obviously great. Go ahead and check these out on Amazon. I've looked up a few reviews on them. I haven't heard anything bad. Everyone seems to like them, say they work excellent, so check them out for yourselves if you want to get one. I think this one ran me, I can't remember exactly, well, I got the receipt right here, obviously. It was $40. I really don't think that's bad for something that's going to last you a lifetime, so or could possibly save your life depending on how you're using it. And it is made by, again, Wilderness Solutions, so it's called the New Scout Pro, so if you want to check that out on Amazon, go ahead. Thanks, guys.